You ever hear a gunshot at dawn? Not the kind from a far-off hunter or somebody's old pickup backfiring, but a gunshot that cracks through the bones of your own land and tells you, right then, something's changed forever. That's how my day started, just a shade before sunrise. Sky still purple-black and heavy, when a shot split the quiet of our ranch in rural Tennessee. It felt unreal, you know? Like the world stopped breathing for a second. Then a scream, raw, torn out, too high to be a grown man's, and my heart just froze. I barely remember grabbing my boots, Ellen yelling behind me, every step pounding into dirt as I sprinted toward that sound. Just one thought burning through me. Get to Tommy. I tore through the wet grass, barely feeling the sting, and skidded into the clearing where it all went to hell. Tommy, my 10-year-old, was on his knees in the mud, sobbing, clutching the neck of his therapy horse, Buttercup. She was lying there, this sweet little mare, her brown and white coat smeared red, blood soaking into the dirt. She didn't move, didn't even blink. I just collapsed, hands shaking as I tried to find her heartbeat. Anything, but she was gone. And Tommy, man, he was breaking apart right in front of me. Dad, they shot her. They shot Buttercup. I'd seen him scared before, seen him struggle with words, but never heard him sound like that. It ripped me up inside. Now, Buttercup wasn't just a horse. She was the reason Tommy talked to other kids, the reason he made it to school without a panic attack. She was hope, you know? And some stranger with a gun took her away in the space of one careless second. That's when I saw them. Two guys in camo, rifles slung loose, stepping through a chunk of our fence like they owned the place. One of them, the tall one, gave this ugly laugh. Better not be touching our deer, like it was all some sick joke. I got to my feet, fists balled up, and told them straight. That's not a deer. That's my son's horse on my land. What the hell are you doing here? They backed up a step, but the short one shrugged, all smug. She ran in front of us, we had permission. Some lady from the HOA said it was fine. Wha? My blood went cold. We lived on 10 private acres, never paid those dues, never even voted for their board. Now, because of some paperwork games, my son's horse was dead. They dropped a name, Linda Grayson, HOA president, lived up the road, always had her nose in other people's business. Supposedly, she gave them maps and codes to manage the deer, like our ranch was just another patch of their playground. That's when grief spun straight into rage. I stormed off, grabbed the old tranquilizer rifle from the barn, the one for wild cattle back in the day, and came back to remind those clowns what trespassing really meant. Wasn't gonna kill anyone, but they'd remember this. When they saw the rifle, their faces lost all that swagger. You brought guns onto my land, I shouted. Now it's my turn. 2 shots, thud. Thud, darts in their legs, dropped them right there in the mud. I yanked a satchel off the short one. Inside, maps and fake permits, all stamped with Linda Grayson's name. And then there she was, right by the fence, clipboard in hand, blue blazer like she was judging a dog show. Not a hint of shame on her face. I marched up, eyes wild, and barked. What the hell did you do? She just stared, cool as anything, and said, this property's wasted, overgrown. The board figured hunters could help manage it. It's recreational land now. My ranch, I told her, doesn't answer to you. She shot back. Technically, you never filed exclusion paperwork. So we assumed. I cut her off. You assumed wrong. Tommy was still crying behind me, but Linda just rolled her eyes, shrugged, and said, it was just a pony. She might as well have spat in my face. I pulled out my phone, started recording. Say that again. She did. It was just a pony. I told her she'd regret it. She just turned and walked away, heels squishing in the mud like she owned the whole county. I hugged Tommy, told him, go get your mom. Call the sheriff. He ran, sobbing, while I just stared at the sky, wondering how far someone like Linda would go. Sheriff Daniels got there too late for justice, too early for peace. The hunters crawled off, but I handed Daniels the satchel, the fake permits, all of it. Linda gave them access, I said, and he nodded, jaw tight, flipping through the evidence. We'll need more, he told me. I promised he'd get it, drone, gate cam, whatever it took. That night, sleep never came. Tommy was silent. Ellen held my hand so hard my fingers ached. Next morning, I marched straight to the sheriff's office, flash drive in hand. Deputy Carter, good kid, pulled up drone footage showing those hunters burying something on our property. We dug it up, a cooler full of bait, plus a list of HOA-permitted hunting sites, all signed L. Grayson. Carter's face darkened. Looks like a poaching ring. If we tie her to it, that's felony territory. I handed him the audio of Linda's just a pony speech. He nodded, said, we're building a case. But Linda's got money, and she's lawyered up. She'll fight dirty. I promised to fight dirtier. We built a little memorial for Buttercup, white arch, yellow letters, saddle on a cedar post. Tommy put a river stone beneath it, the way he used to do with Buttercup by the creek. It was peaceful, sacred, honestly. Of course, that's when Linda came rolling up in her white SUV, sunglasses flashing, dragging a suit in her wake. Ellen faced her down first. What do you want, Linda? The lawyer piped up, all shaky. This memorial violates HOA code. Structure on common space. It's a memorial, I snapped. You're out of your depth. Linda claimed our land bordered public green space. Accused us of trespassing. I had the deed and I said so. She just smiled, muttered, rules evolve, and left. That night, the fire started. I woke to smoke at 3 a.m. Plastic, gasoline, scorched earth. I screamed for Ellen to grab Tommy, tore outside barefoot, tried to smother the flames, but the memorial was gone. Nothing left but black dirt and a pile of ash. Tommy just sat on the porch, shaking, whispering, why do they hate us, Dad? I had no answer. Deputy Carter came by, looking tired, holding a melted gas can. It's arson, he said. I handed him more footage. Linda, in a white scarf and boots, pouring accelerant. She's cooked, I asked. She will be, he promised. Ellen had her own smoking gun. An email from Susan, a former HOA board member, laying out Linda's bribes, forged maps, the whole rotten scheme to take our land. We thought the fire was the worst of it. Then the letter arrived. Linda and her board fined us $5,000 a day. Accused us of running an unlicensed therapy center for Tommy. They're using her against us, Tommy said, eyes wet but hard. I want to speak at the town meeting. They won't listen to you, Dad. Maybe they'll listen to me. That night, with Deputy Carter, Susan, and a surveyor named Greg, we unrolled real maps. Greg pointed. This land was never HOA. Linda redrew the lines. Susan held up emails. She's done. But Linda wasn't. She called an emergency HOA vote to seize our ranch for public safety. Ellen grabbed Tommy's hand. We walked in together, right into a room buzzing with Linda's loyalists. Slideshow up, fake maps on display. Due to violations, we moved to seize the Miller Ranch immediately. All in favor. She didn't finish. I stormed in, slammed the folder of evidence on the podium. Your maps are fake. Your permits are forged. And your name is on them. Susan stood, shouted. I saw her do it. Greg held up the original survey. Carter strode in, badge flashing. Voting with her makes you complicit in a federal crime. Linda turned pale. Carter held up the flash drive. Here's you at the fire. The room exploded. Meeting adjourned. Carter blocked Linda's exit. You're not going anywhere. The ranch was quiet for a few days after that. Neighbors helped rebuild Buttercup's memorial, this time in steel and stone. Local kids painting tiles, Ellen planting wildflowers. Then a federal agent showed up, told us Linda had sold over 60 fake hunting licenses, ran a multi-state fraud. You're a key witness, he told me. Later, one of the hunters came back, gravel flying, face twisted with hate. You ruined my life. I stared him down. You killed my son's horse. Be grateful you're not in jail. He spat. This isn't over. I said, No, it is. Linda wasn't done, though. We got a lawyer's letter. She was trying to claim easement rights with those forged maps. Ellen's hands shook, but I called Carter, Susan, Greg, and this time we went public. Press conference, TV cameras, other families standing behind us. Tommy stood tall, voice clear. This land isn't for sale. It's for healing. 3 weeks later, the courthouse ruled. Our ranch was protected, untouchable by HOA or developers. Ellen cried. Tommy held Buttercup's old halter, and for once, I felt peace. We rebuilt the memorial, made it stronger than ever. A plaque read, "Even small voices can be loud when they tell the truth." Linda tried one last move from her jail cell, filed a lawsuit claiming Tommy slandered her. The public dragged her for it. Her lawyers quit. Months later, Tommy spoke at a youth conference, told the story. Buttercup helped me find my voice. When they tried to take it, I used it louder. I'll keep using it for every kid, every animal who needs it. Linda watched silent from her cell. Our ranch was never meant to be a battlefield, but sometimes peace is something you have to fight for. Not with anger, but with truth. Buttercup gave Tommy his courage, and when we lost her, we found our voice. Now this place gives hope to kids like him, and that matters more than any feud. So tell me, what would you have done? Should fighting fire with fire ever be justified? Or does the truth always win in the end? Share your story below. Let's hear what justice means to you.